Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take the sources you share and distill those crucial high-leverage insights. We give you the shortcut to being the most informed person in the room.
And today, we are really strapping in.
We are. This is the social media edition of the annual Digital Cleanse, and we're zoning in on the big one, LinkedIn.
That's right. For so many of us, LinkedIn feels like a must-have tool, connection, opportunity. But today, we're looking at it as a vulnerability.
A vulnerability. Okay, unpack that.
Our mission is really laser-focused. We're asking how shrinking your network, which sounds counterintuitive, can actually be your strongest defense, how it can protect your ideas, your clients, your growth.
So digital hygiene isn't just about passwords.
Exactly. It's so much more than cleaning up old files. We're extracting the key insights on why that is.
Yeah, we're going to hit some uncomfortable truths here, right? The idea that some connections are, well, a liability.
A huge liability.
So for you listening, here's the plan. We're going to move through this step by step. We'll start with the hidden threats, the things you don't see, and then move right into the action steps you can take.
So let's just jump in. Let's start with this whole concept of digital hygiene.
Okay.
When most people hear that, they think, firewalls, maybe two-factor authentication.
The technical side.
Right. But the sources define digital clutter as something bigger. It's not just forgotten apps or data. It's your network itself, especially those weak, non-reciprocal connections.
The source material actually calls out 3 concepts here that are they're crucial for understanding this invisible threat. The first one is your shadow. And the idea is that your network is part of your digital footprint. It's a trail you leave that you can't just erase.
You own that trail.
You do.
Yeah.
But you have to manage who gets to walk on it and, more importantly, who gets to follow it right back to your front door.
And that leads right into the second concept, which is silent drain.
This one really got me.
It's powerful. We think of losing value as, a big event, a lost client, a stolen idea.
Something dramatic.
But these low-quality connections, they're like a slow leak. They drain value so quietly you don't even notice.
Until you look back a year later and wonder why you've stalled.
Exactly. It's the cost of mental clutter, of noise. It dilutes your focus.
Which brings us to the platform mechanics. The third concept, the algorithm watches.
This is the big one. We always forget LinkedIn is social media. It's a commercial platform. It is not a meritocracy.
And the feed knows things you don't. It sees who is consuming your content for how long. All of it.
And here's the critical takeaway from the source. If you don't curate your network, the algorithm will curate it for you.
And the algorithm doesn't care about your intellectual property.
Not one bit. It just wants engagement time. Doesn't matter who's giving it.
That's a chilling thought. And it leads us right into this uncomfortable reality the sources lay out. Digital stalkers are everywhere.
Yeah, and the document is very clear. This isn't paranoia. It's just the operational truth of a connected world. You're never going to get rid of them.
Right. The problem isn't that they exist. The problem is when they're in your network.
That's the key distinction. If they're a first-degree connection, you're not just being watched, you're actively feeding them.
You're handing them your best ideas on a platter.
And we need to be really specific about the consequences of that. Every single public post you make becomes a free template.
A template for what?
For them. You spend hours on an idea, and to a lurker, it's just reusable content. They strip your name, your effort, and it's theirs.
So every insight, every pattern, like your launch schedule or your content themes?
All of it can be copied, dissected, and deployed directly against you. The source calls this natural predatory behavior in digital ecosystems. It's just what happens.
I think we've all seen this, maybe in small ways at first. I remember noticing a competitor suddenly using this hyper-specific phrasing I had just started using.
It's not a coincidence.
It felt synchronized. So for you listening, have you ever spotted that? Someone copying your unique phrasing or post structure, maybe within days. What was the red flag that stood out? Let us know in the comments below. We'd really love to hear what warning signs you've seen out there.
And the reason we keep these people, it often comes down to vanity, right? Which brings us to the next big idea. The hidden cost of big numbers.
Ah, the vanity metric. Why a big network can actually hurt you.
It's that desire for the high connection count. It makes us feel important.
But the source material lists 4 serious costs. The first is false security.
Right. Big numbers don't mean a high-quality network. It just creates this illusion of safety, making you think you can share sensitive ideas because you have this broad support.
When really you're just broadcasting to a wider group of potential threats.
Precisely. And that creates what the source calls the extraction zone.
An extraction zone.
It's defined as reach without reciprocity. You're exporting value constantly and importing nothing. They take, you give. The balance never, ever shifts.
So you're basically providing free R&D for your shadow competitors.
You are. And that leads to the third cost, the delayed price.
Meaning you don't pay for it right away.
Exactly. Chasing numbers now costs you way more later. And stolen ideas, lost leads, compromised positioning, you won't even realize it until months after the damage is done.
And the final one is called open wounds.
It's a powerful analogy. Growth without boundaries is like leaving your front door unlocked in a dangerous neighborhood. You're just inviting misuse.
You're leaving your intellectual property, your client profiles, everything, just out in the open.
Yeah. The hard truth is that vanity metrics, they don't pay the invoices. They don't protect your IP. They just make you a much easier target.
That reframes everything. It's not a networking issue, it's a risk management issue.
Absolutely.
So we know why they're a threat. Now let's get into the mechanics. How stalkers actually operate. Because most people think you need profile visits to be tracked.
And that's the critical mistake. Sophisticated operators, they rarely leave a trace.
So the profile visit notification is useless.
It's almost completely useless. Method 1 is feed infiltration. If they're connected, your posts appear in their feed. Automatically, no click required.
You broadcast, they consume. It's that simple.
It's passive, systematic collection. Then there's method 2, algorithm feeding, which is, well, it's insidious.
How does that work?
Their passive consumption, just how long they linger on your post, even without liking it, that feeds the algorithm. It actually encourages the platform to show them more of your content.
Oh, wow. So you're accidentally training the algorithm to favor your competitor.
You are actively training it to suppress your own reach in favor of their viewing patterns.
That's a fundamental breakdown.
It is. Then method 3 is silent collection. Profile views are optional. Why leave a trace when all the valuable information is right there in the feed?
They don't need to.
They don't. And as a bonus tactic, the sources mention shadow accounts.
Multiple identities, zero accountability.
Exactly. It makes tracing the extraction back to the source almost impossible.
Okay, let's unpack this. I mean, speaking of infrastructure and making sure you have the right building blocks for success, we need to make sure you don't miss any of our future deep dives on this stuff. If you're watching, head over and subscribe to our YouTube NCWEBDEV channel right now.
Yeah, do it.
We have so much new stuff coming out, especially around digital security and asset protection, and we really don't want you to miss any of it.
Okay, so back to the fight. Let's get practical. The specific patterns that should trigger an immediate cleanse, the red flags to watch for.
This is about telling the difference between networking and surveillance.
Precisely. Number 1 is timing tells. This is behavioral. They post right after you do, often with a slight tweak on your idea. It's suspiciously synchronized.
They're using your content calendar as their creative brief.
That's a perfect way to put it. Number 2, mirror image. This is the content red flag. Their stuff mirrors your unique structure, your language, your phrasing.
So they're not just adapting, they're duplicating.
Yes. If they're using your specific terminology without credit, that's a massive problem.
Okay, number 3, one-way street. The engagement red flag.
You might engage with them, being a good professional, a like here, a comment there, but they never engage back.
It's purely parasitic.
Completely. And that leads to number 4, zero collaboration. No amplification of your wins, no support, no shared projects, just silence.
The bottom line from the source is pretty clear on this.
It is. If it's a one-way street, it's not networking, it's surveillance.
Which brings us to a really critical question for you, the listener. What do you actually gain by keeping these people in your network?
And the answer, according to the sources, is nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Let's detail the 4 types of non-contribution that actively hurt you.
Okay, first, no growth. They won't help you grow because your success is not their goal. Your content, which they can copy, is.
Second, no amplification.
Of course not. Why would they share your work? That would mean crediting the source they're trying to mine.
Right. And third, no support.
Silence is their signature. When you need a hand or a referral, they are nowhere to be found. They are not allies.
And the last one is the most direct harm. Value extraction.
This is their whole purpose. They are there to steal ideas, leads, clients. Your access becomes their ammunition against you.
The source puts it so well. Access without contribution is theft with better branding.
They are harvesting, not networking. And you have to act based on that distinction.
But there's an emotional hurdle here, isn't there? That little voice that says, but shrinking my network feels wrong. I need the reach.
That's the inertia. That fear keeps people trapped, but we have to break through it because the sources are clear. Smaller is stronger.
Okay, so what are the benefits of shrinking?
4 huge ones. First, higher signal. Fewer connections means your message is clearer. It actually lands with the people who matter. You're not shouting into a crowd anymore.
You're speaking to a focused room. Second, better engagement.
Yes. You trade empty vanity metrics for real, reciprocal conversations that actually drive your business.
Third, clearer positioning. Your message isn't getting diluted by noise or copied by competitors the second it goes live.
And fourth, less dilution. When you remove the lurkers, the algorithm starts serving you and your real community again, not the stalkers.
It's a total mindset shift.
It is. Curated networks will always outperform crowded ones.
Okay, let's wrap this up with the practical stuff. The clinical digital cleanse action steps. This has to be intentional, not emotional.
Step 1. Identify. You have to systematically find the non-reciprocal consumers, the people who take and never give.
So start with the connections you just don't recognize.
Exactly. Or the ones who've never once engaged with your key content.
Step 2, recognize.
Yeah.
Look for the pattern followers, the ones mirroring you. You have to distinguish them from just a silent, legitimate observer.
And the line is copying. If they're copying your structure, they cross from observer to extractor.
Step 3, the hardest one, remove.
Disconnect. No announcement, no drama. This has to be clinical, like system maintenance, not hostile.
Don't send a message, just hit the button.
Just hit the button and move on. And finally, step 4, rebuild.
Rebuild intentionally.
Yes. From now on, every new connection earns its place. You have to use what you've learned to set criteria for who gets access to your ideas.
This isn't hostility, it's just protecting your assets.
That's it. Which brings us to the final conclusion. Say no to stalkers. And you do that by understanding the 3 core assets you're protecting.
Number 1, your ideas are assets. They're intellectual property you've developed through years of work. You have to guard them.
Because no one else will. Number 2, your attention is currency.
Every moment spent on these non-reciprocal relationships is a moment stolen from clients, from collaborators, from people who actually matter.
Spend it wisely. And number 3, your network is infrastructure.
It's the foundation of your entire professional presence.
You have to build it strong, or it will eventually crumble under this kind of silent exploitation. So cleanse your network like you cleanse your data, regularly, intentionally, and unapologetically.
So, considering all of this, the hidden costs, the silent drains, what is the single most valuable asset in your network that you need to protect starting today? That's the question to mull over.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. It's a crucial one for protecting your professional presence.
And remember, the pinned comment below has a link to our full annual Digital Cleanse series list. We have a new episode coming out every Wednesday of this month.
We're covering every aspect of securing your digital life. You don't want to miss the rest of it.
Go explore that link, take action, and start building the curated, protected network you really deserve. Until next time, stay well informed and stay secure.